Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Amanda Nardozzi. I am a spirit channeler, and today I'm channeling a message without divination. I have a simple quartz crystal here. I connected with spirit earlier today, and I'd asked what the collective needs to know right now. And I got the image of a very vivid image. Anybody who practices like mediumship or like trains the clairs with their intuition, like if you've ever had those moments where something comes in with such strong vividness or strong clarity, like especially like speaking of clairvoyance, when it comes through, very sharp colors are very strong in a way that you can't really describe. They come through like vivid, very alive, very bright. But it came through very strong, which I was very surprised about actually. But it came through as a blue butterfly, and the color blue has a strong meaning here as well as the butterfly. So the butterfly is a symbol of transformation and of change. So if you've been feeling like, ooh, you're on a rocky road or a rocky path, you're undergoing like a transformation at this time. There's something about the blue color here for the blue chakra. The blue chakra, the throat chakra, blue's often assigned to the throat chakra. That is your energy of expression, of authenticity, of declaring your truth, of speaking up. It's your vocal representation of yourself. So it's a transformation in maybe the way that you present yourself to others, maybe in speaking up for yourself, either making demands or making your boundaries very clear. Those are all very important for keeping your sense of peace and your sense of self, right? So how I'm going to do this reading is if this energy encapsulates your experience right now, then I will ask that you channel your energy into this crystal here. You focus your intention on this crystal. So I'm going to hold this up for you. So take a few moments to take a few breaths. I will also breathe deep and ask Spirit to channel this through me and into this crystal, and to help me articulate the energies that I'm feeling and the message of what you need to know right now about this transformation. So just imagine your intention, your energy, just your energy. Just imagine your energy pulling into the crystal. So your light, bring your light, shine it either from your third eye if you would like. I would imagine from the heart space. I like pulling from heart energy, from love, from source. So pulling from your heart, imagine it going straight into the crystal. And then I will ask the divine, I will thank Archangel Michael for protecting me and my energy, for showing me the way with clarity, with the sword of truth. Thank you to my spirit team and my angel guides for helping me stay rooted. I'm going to imagine roots coming out of my feet into the ground, straight into the core of the earth. And a divine light straight from heaven coming straight down into my crown chakra, channeling through my being, shining through my heart, and leading up through my arms into this crystal, and then having that light be a channel back and forth so that I can feel it, sense it, understand it. Take one more final breath here. Breathe in real as deep, slow as you can go. Breathe out. All right, this is a very nostalgic feeling. So let me describe this first before I go too far into the reading of what I'm getting. But I see like a blue sky, but I'm getting the feeling of when I was young. So this doesn't have to be for when you're young, but the representation of this for me being that I had a lot of challenging moments when I was very young. So having those, like, it's almost like looking up at the blue sky, there was hope. I would always dream of being a bird, flying like a bird, because birds seem to have so much freedom, despite their short lifespans. And this is kind of representative of the energy that I'm picking up on now, of somebody who, you're having this rocky road that you're on, or there's some type of transition that you're going through, and you're looking up to the sky for hope. There's still a sign of hope around you. Whether you are someone that looks up at the sky and sees birds, some people see red cardinals, as signs. Blue jays are my signs for spiritual development and for when my guides are around speaking to me, when they're trying to communicate like signs to me saying like, you're fine, you're on the right path, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. For you, it could be specific birds, but I get the general feeling of hope. So hoping for something better, but it's almost like intuitively it's going to get better. As a child, I knew that as I got older and I got wiser and had more life experience, that I would be able to create the life that I deserve, the life that I wanted. And that's where I feel like we're at right now, is this energy that I'm connecting with is moving through the motions. You're happy. I'm hearing Spirit say you're happy. It's challenging, but you're happy. It might not always feel like you're in like a euphoric state all the time. That's not what happiness is, but happiness is like the acceptance of the ick, I call it the ick, the negativity, not even the negative stuff, but like the stuff that doesn't feel good. It's the acceptance of those things being brought into your life. It's that acceptance, but also cherishing, appreciating, and relishing in the positive moments and the joy and the laughter that come with those feelings of not feeling great. So I want to be careful of like not assigning them as, I don't want to assign them as bad feelings, because every feeling I feel is valid. So anyway, let me see what else. I keep getting a lot of like memory bank. Some of you could actually be thinking about times of when you were a child. There is something like a nostalgic point here, like a wanting to go back to simpler times. But there's a needing to find ground. So when you're looking up at the sky and when you're hoping and when you're dreaming, sometimes our heads can get stuck up there. And we need to ground ourselves a little bit more in our current reality, even if that reality is not pleasant. So there is kind of a short and simple message here, in that when connecting with this hope, that hope is incredibly important. Challenge yourself. It's a challenge right now, I'm feeling. Dig into the earth a little bit. Imagine roots coming out of your feet. Go out for a nature walk. It doesn't have to be nature related. Even just getting involved in the physical world around you instead of being up in your head. That alone is grounding work. Like cleaning can be very grounding. Let me just say that. Cleaning can be very grounding. It doesn't have to be something like, what the new age spiritualists would do, like walk out and, take your socks and shoes off and like walk in the dirt. Like, you don't have to do all that. Like, it really is sometimes just doing something physical to get out of your mind. And that alone can help root you more into the present. Okay. So let me engage with this energy a little bit more. So Spirit, what are you asking of this energy right now? What are you asking of us? You need strength. You need inner strength. So I see somebody putting on armor. They're donning armor. They're putting it all up and they're kind of puffing out their chest and they're doing the like, kind of like a gorilla type of thing, but it's more like a pride, and it's like a once or twice type of thing to show I'm armored up and I'm ready to go. This does not necessarily have to do with a physical strength. It can be if you're trying to aim to strengthen your body for the long term, and that's one of your goals right now, and if that's something that you're trying to do, it could be a physical representation of that, but I really feel Spirit's mainly mentioning like an inner strength, your willpower, your determination, your willingness to go the mile or go the distance. Like, I can go the distance. Like, I can't help it. I love Hercules. But the, like, that mentality of like, I'll be there someday if I can be strong. I know every mile will be worth my while. It's so important to have that mentality of knowing that you're going to get there, even if you have to climb a few mini mountains to get there. You gotta have that strength to get through it. So Spirit's asking you to armor up a little bit. Not that things are gonna get worse per se, but you gotta have like a little bit of stamina to get through life's challenges sometimes, because sometimes things do happen. There's something that rocks your world and then you're left to deal with the aftermath, which, like, you know, it takes time to pick up those pieces and rebuild sometimes. And if you're in a situation where you have to rebuild, you have to transform, you have to rebirth yourself into something new, it's a slow process. The phrase that's coming to mind is slow process. And Spirit wants you to know that you just taking your time. It's kind of like, it's funny because I have this blanket in front of me. It's I got it as a gift, but it's like a red wine drinking thing. And your process, your journey through this bumpy road, or this just what we would call life, I suppose, whatever circumstances are happening at the present moment, imagine how fine wine has aged. The process doesn't have to be that long and tumultuous all the time. It doesn't have to feel awful every step of the way, because you have the strength. Like, pulling up that inner strength is going to help not only make it more manageable, but it's going to help you find enjoyment along the way, because I'm getting the sense that you're like seeking something. You're seeking something. I do get a veil for some of you. There's like a veil of embarrassment over here, so I don't know if this is just like an embarrassing situation you're trying to recover from, or there's like an element of embarrassment here, like if you felt like in some way that you couldn't like provide for someone or something, or that you fell short of your own standards, is kind of like the vibe that I'm getting, is like maybe you fell short in a certain circumstance and you were like, I gotta do better, I gotta get better. And Spirit's saying, it's go like, offer yourself grace. See yourself through the eyes of it, like as angels would. See yourself as angels see you, because they're offering you unlimited grace, love, compassion, and they are gently urging you towards growth, towards you know, this rebirthing process, like moving through it. Let me see if I can, let me tune into this crystal again and see with this energy what else. So are there any other potential challenges that we're facing at this time that either needs to be illuminated, or that our sitters need to be aware of? Okay. So they showed me sitting in a chair in a different room, and it's almost like two of the legs from underneath have been removed, and my whole world just kind of got shifted a little bit, and then it was stuck there. So it feels like permanent damage, but legs on a chair can be fixed. This specific situation might not be able to be, I guess, put back together in a way where it was before, but it broke for a reason, or it didn't work out for a reason, or it didn't go the way that it happened, or it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go. And it's almost like things have been toppled or shifted, and you're meant to learn from that, grow from that, and transform your circumstances or transform your situation to make things better. I'm just seeing like a shift and a shudder. Like, it seems very like Uranus energy, like unexpected. Like, that's the kind of like the planet vibe that I'm getting here. Some of you might have received like a notice of some sort. Like, I see like this knight picking up a letter, just completely donned, helmet and all. They're picking up a letter. They're looking at it, and this is kind of what's wrecking them. I just get that for some of you it could be news. Not all of you, but some. It could be like news you're receiving or news that you received. For some of you, quite literally, something just broke. Something just broke and needs to be fixed. Or something broke and it can't be repaired back to the way it was. Or it's going to take you a long time to get there. And Spirit's showing me a gold light of allowing miracles to come through. So Spirit wants you to be aware that miracles are there. And it's not like you're blocking them or anything. They will come to you in perfect time. Spirit's assuring you, like they're like telling me, like they will be ready to receive it. They will be ready to receive the miracle when it comes. Allow yourself this time to process. It does take time for a caterpillar to turn into a butterfly because, you know, that's why they say that, you know, I mean, you might wish that someone could come, like, you know, that God, the universe, someone around you can just take their fingers and go into your chrysalis and, like, force it open, but then your wings wouldn't be fully formed. You know, you're not supposed to do that with, like, you know, as butterflies are forming in their chrysalis, you're not supposed to help them let loose because they have to learn how to fly. They have to let their wings dry. They have to fully form in their cocoon in order to come out, right? So anything that comes through right now, like if you want like immediate, like I just want this fixed tomorrow, like that would be doing your soul a disservice, is what Spirit wants you to know. So instead of wishing for things to be different, try to spend that energy building your resilience and working with Spirit to try to find solutions. Not expecting them to have the answers, but riding the wave until not only, like, because I feel like this is more than just about your own strength. It's like you're drawing on strength that you already have in order to transform your life into something better, or this situation into something better. Because that was not it. Like, that was not all. Like, what was there some element of what you were doing that was not working, or some element of something that was happening that was not working for you? This new thing that you're creating, or this new thing that you're doing, as your piece, like putting the pieces back together, it's going to look different. I can't remember what that Japanese technique is called, where, you know, if something breaks, they have a practice of putting it back together and then using glitter glue or some type of special glue to put the pieces back together, and then it becomes a work of art. And it shows just how, you know, resilient that piece of glass is, how fragile things can be, but how they can also be treasured even after the breakage. We are the same way. Our scars can be beautiful, and we can learn to live on. And Spirit saying, be peaceful. Be peaceful. They're just pushing this, like, element of peace in, like, trust yourself that you can get through it, and trust in that Spirit can pull you through it. Just allow yourself time to process. Some of you want to skip the processing. Allow yourself time to process and go through the changes, okay? And then what can make their lives easier? I'm seeing candy for some of you, like lollipops. If that's something that helps your stress and you feel called, then go ahead. I do get a sense that, you know, indulging in behaviors, or maybe not like full-on behaviors, but no behaviors. Like, if you wanted to jump on the couch as a kid, things that you used to do as a child, so like jumping on the couch, if you want to jump in puddles, something to indulge like your inner child, something you used to do as a kid that could help ease the tension, because I just heard someone say, you don't have to be serious all the time. Let yourself play, because that's going to help you feel stronger. Joy really does light us up and does bring us strength in ways that it's so, how do I explain this? Joy brings us strength in, like, the undercurrents of our awareness. Like, it doesn't feel like strength or strong-willed or determination. It doesn't have the same type of energy, but it strengthens our foundations, or it strengthens our supports to help us through our darkest times. I know it sounds a little cheesy, but it is true. Having a light heart, or trying to lighten your heart a little bit with humor and childlike play, does make life more enjoyable and a little bit easier to cope with. So childlike play, lollipops. What else could make their lives easier? Express joy when you feel it. Some of you are not. I'm seeing some of you with the like. I see some of you with a frumpy face, like you're so focused on your problems. You're so focused on what's keeping you down or what's in the way. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh because I do this too. That's why I'm like laughing at me. And we're all laughing together. But scrunching up your face, I see someone scrunching up their face, and it's like they say, like, if you scrunch up your face like that and you keep it like that for too long, it's gonna get stuck. And Spirit wants you to know that, you know, loosening up the facial muscles a little bit, allowing yourself to smile, that's very important too. Just not being so serious all the time. You don't have to be serious all the time. So smiling more. Really letting yourself, if you feel those little moments of joy, don't let them slip away. Because those are precious. Is there anything else we can leave our audience with this message? Spirit, what can you give me to send them off with love? You are doing enough. You are doing enough. They show me someone in a boat. They show me you in a boat rowing into uncharted territories. I have a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And typically this symbol is given to me to relate to that card. It's called To the Sea. Anybody who has that deck will know that message. But being in a boat without a map, without a compass, without binoculars or anything, you're just rowing and seeing where the water pulls you, how far you can go, where you go. You're going into uncharted territory and you don't know what you're going into, when you're going to come out of what you're in right now. It's just, it doesn't feel quite aimless. It feels like there is intuitive direction. So be kind to yourself during this change. Be gentle like the rolling waves that are taking your boat. Let the wind carry you where it's meant to carry you. I know it's tough, but Spirit is urging you to move forward to the best of your ability. Calling up that inner strength, and like your guidance system is there, and you might feel like it's not there because you're not hearing them clearly or strongly. I find oftentimes that in the moments where we're trying the hardest to listen is the times where Spirit will be the most quiet. And it's not that they're quiet, they're there. It's just we're so wrapped up in this veil of stress or anguish or upset that it's hard to see the high vibrational signs that come our way. So one thing that I do like to do, that Spirit has actually been urging me very strongly to do, and something that I will pass along to you guys, is the breath. The breath is so important. So when you do deep breathing, when you breathe in as slow as you can, as much as you can, and then you breathe out, it actually, from my understanding, it stimulates the vagus nerve, which it relaxes our fight or flight response system. So that in itself, not only is it physically calming, but there's something about the breath that was like, the more I inhale, not trying super hard, but the more in my body I was breathing, and the more I paid attention to my breath, the louder spirit was in my ear, because I wasn't trying to pay attention to them. And I could just be in a state of reception, not in a state of reaching. So allow yourself to be receptive, but don't like turn your awareness to like trying to grab something from spirit or go to the outside and be like, give me answers. Just focusing on the breath, and that alone, you don't have to hear spirit with clairaudience. You don't have to see them with clairvoyance. You don't even have to claircognizantly like know. Okay? It's just a matter of grounding yourself in the present moment. I guess there's claircognizance in this a little bit, but when your own intuition becomes a lot more clear when you center and ground yourself, because you're like, okay, wait, this is what I want. This is the situation I'm working with now. How can I get this to work for me? And also, one last thing that I'm hearing from spirit that I want to leave you with is, remember this. Journal this. There's something like that's going to be reviewed later. There's going to be like dots to connect on your journey. So, and it's almost like I just heard, you will see that you were never alone. So if at all you are ever doubting that you are alone, not really getting all up in your feelings about it, but I mean, yeah, you can get all up in your feelings about it if you want. It's your journal, not mine. But if you go into your journal and you say like, okay, these are my feelings, but then give a play-by-play of what is actually happening in your life, and then just keep consistently recording every day. You gotta watch that doesn't turn into an echo chamber of negativity of like, I'm constantly alone, I'm constantly feeling awful, this is terrible. Like, but say what's happening. You notice trends first and foremost, but secondly, there's something about the pattern here where one day you will look back and say, wow, I was never alone. And you will see the signs in hindsight. So do your future self a service and trust. This is where like trust comes in big time. It's trust that you are doing yourself a future service by recording these things now and recording your journey now, so that you will see. That being said, okay, that was the message that I had channeled for you. My beautiful blue butterflies it was so precious and beautiful looking, because it looked like blue monarch butterflies, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But thank you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. For those of you still sticking around and actually want a personal reading from me, I am offering them now. Oh my goodness. So I don't have my website up yet, but I did launch a Fiverr in the meantime, so I will link that down in the description box. You can get like a mini read, you can get a Celtic cross from me, you can get a life purpose reading, and they're all running pretty cheap right now, just because I'm like, you know what, I'm looking for just something to do, I'm looking for something to give. I love giving card readings, and I'm like, just get it out, and I want it to be accessible while I'm first starting out too. So definitely, if you were seeking, I know some of you had asked about that before, I'll probably also post it in the community tab as well, and also on my Instagram. But if that's something you were interested in, go check it out. If you like this video, if this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe and all this stuff. It really does help the channel grow. Leave a comment down below if you so feel inclined, and tell me how this resonated with you. I myself am going through it a little bit different. Mine's a little bit of different energy, but I definitely can relate to certain parts of this energy at certain times in my life. So definitely let me know if you still feel called, how this relates to you in some way, and I'd love to connect with you on that. And yes, thank you, of course, to your guides, your angel friends, and your spirit team, all of my spirit energies over here, for helping me channel this message for you. It has been an honor. It has been a pleasure. The pleasure's all mine. And I'll see you next time, y'all. Bye.